Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Alright folks, we're going to look at two little minor short stories from the Dark Empire Sourcebook. The first one is called The Ordeal of Boba Fett. Basically, it's a very short story where Dengar is taking Fett to the local medical facility on Tatooine. Remember, in a barv like that, Dengar is finding him and he needs to rush him to a hospital because Boba Fett's in bad shape. And so this is just a little short story of Dengar getting him to the medical facility. Now what happens after that is told in an entirely different set of tales or stories that I will review later on. The next one is called Back in Business. It's basically just a short report from the rebellion about what happens when they find the Slave One, because that could be a question for some people, like, hey, what happened to Slave One? Well, it got impounded by the rebellion. So those are just like two little stories. Do you need to read them? No, not really. Both of them are not necessary to understand anything else within the expanded universe. There are stories of Dengar and Boba Fett in that medical facility, but getting from point A to B, there's really not that much there. Now, the next short story I want to talk about was from Star Wars Tales 15. It's called Do or Do Not. This was written by J. Lard, and basically, on Endor, Luke and Leia have this conversation where Luke's like, geez, Leia, I'm just one lonely Jedi. I'm the only Jedi left in the galaxy. Boo-hoo for me. And Leia's like, no, you aren't, brother. I'm with you. And they're just on Endor walking around. And at the end of the little Tales comic book, the ghost of Yoda appears, looks at Luke and goes, winks at him. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Does he want Luke and Leia to make babies? Because maybe he didn't get the note from Obi-Wan in the afterlife. Anyway, in typical Tales fashion, this story sucks. So let's get to a comic book that's actually pretty good. It's from the Marvel Original Star Wars series. It's issue number 82, written by Mary Jo Duffy. And in this one, Luke trains with Ewoks and Hujibs, and then he travels to the planet Escalon in search of recruiting this planet into their newly formed, their new alliance, the Rebellion. The Rebellion is trying to get recruits. Now that we have a big win, we need to go out there and recruit planets to our side so that we can start, ruling the galaxy fair and equal for everyone. Now, first off, there's a lot of things to like about this comic book. Did you not hear me say Luke trained with Ewok and Hujibs? Hello? And Chewbacca's in it. Ewoks and Hujibs and Wookiees, oh my. It's just fantastic stuff. You gotta love the old Marvel comic books. And another one of my favorites, Dani, the Zeltron, who I've spoken about before, she's in this adventure too. She goes to Escalon with Luke. There's a whole party of them that go with Luke, a bunch of side characters from previous issues. Now, also I want to point out that they go to the planet Escalon. This is a planet they've been to before. And this is something that the expanded universe does not do that much, and I don't like that. They always have to go out to new planets. Every book here you see, they're mainly going to a new planet. They hardly visit anyone else's planet in the past. Like, I know the galaxy's a big place, but surely these people made the same stop at one planet twice in their lifetime. Please tell me they did that. Well, in the comic books, there is a lot of strong continuity there. They do go back and visit old characters. They do go back and visit old planets they've been to before and pick up adventures from previous comic books. Now, to be honest, the reason for this is to keep that familiarity with your audience, right? There's a lot of people who've been reading the comic books for years. Maybe they're thinking about leaving, and then you decide to take everyone back to the planet Escalon. You're like, oh, I remember when they were there the first time. Okay, I'm interested. I know this. Bring back something that's familiar to your audience. And I'm sure that's what they were doing, but also it makes sense in the continuity phase that, of course, the first planets the rebellion should be reaching out to join their alliance would be planets they've already helped in the past, right? When the Empire was on top of their game. Well, now the Empire's knocked off. All right, let's see if we can get some of our old friends to sign on to us now. So it makes a lot of sense, and of course, it's a Marvel Star Wars book, so I love it. All right, folks, that's all the time I have for now. See you next time with another video.